Hello, champions. Welcome to episode 11. I am Anna.
And I am Lukas. Today we find out who is the best and the fastest.
It is so wonderful to have you with us. We have a very distinct and I think special mission for this deep dive. If you just look around, the modern world is completely obsessed with speed. Everyone is rushing.
All the time.
Everyone is shouting. The news cycle spins at like 1,000 miles an hour. And we often feel like we have to sprint just to stay in the same place. It can be exhausting, can't it?
Exhausting is exactly the right word. It's a sensory overload. I mean, we are constantly bombarded with data, with noise, with demands for our attention.
Right.
But today we are going to do the complete opposite.
Yes.
We are intentionally hitting the brakes.
We are going to slow things down, way down. We are going to take a peaceful, a calm, and a very deliberate journey into the world of comparisons. And this isn't just about grammar, really. It is about how we measure our reality.
How we frame everything.
Exactly. How do we categorize the world around us? How do we know what is big and what is bigger? What is fast and what is, the fastest?
It is about calibrating our understanding. I mean, when we compare two things, we're essentially defining them by their relationship to one another.
That's a great way to put it.
Nothing exists in a vacuum. A skyscraper is only tall because we know what a small house looks like.
Right.
A cheetah is only fast because we know how slow a tortoise is.
Exactly. It's all about clarity and perspective. So here is our roadmap for this session. We are going to explore the age-old debate between city life and country life.
The big one.
Yes, and not just which one is better, but the real sensory differences between them. Then we're going to meet some fascinating animals to understand size and speed in the natural world.
And we are also going to master some very special grammar rules. Now, I know the word grammar can sound a bit dry.
A little bit like a dusty textbook.
Right, exactly. But these rules are the tools we use to navigate the world. And today we're looking at the rule breakers, and mastering them gives you a kind of superpower in communication.
A superpower. I like that. And we have a classic story to tell, a story that I think perfectly captures the spirit of our discussion today.
Oh, this is a good one.
It's a fable we all think we know, but we are going to look at it through a fresh lens. Plus, we are finishing with a big quiz to test what we have learned.
But, and this is the important part,
Yes.
This is a space for learning clearly and calmly. There is no rush here. So settle in. If you are driving, relax your shoulders. If you are walking, enjoy your pace.
Let's start by looking at our environment. We are going to talk about two very different places, the city and the countryside.
This is the classic debate, isn't it? The urban versus the rural.
It's a choice that defines how probably billions of people live their lives. And to talk about this effectively, we need to understand the sensory input of these places.
Right.
We have some core concepts here. Noisy versus quiet. Clean versus dirty.
Crowded versus peaceful.
And traffic. We cannot forget traffic.
Oh, never. It is the lifeblood or perhaps the cholesterol of the city.
Ha! That's a good one. But we aren't just listing these words, we are using them to compare. And this brings us to our first big idea, comparatives.
Okay, let's break that down.
So when we want to weigh one thing against another, we have a specific structure in English that we use.
Right, so when we compare two things, we usually add "er" to the end of the adjective, or we use the word more. So we say something is bigger than something else, or more beautiful than something else. It was a way of creating a hierarchy.
Let's apply this to the concept of noise. This is usually the first thing people notice when they travel between these two worlds.
Oh, absolutely.
If I am standing in the middle of downtown Manhattan or Tokyo, what am I hearing? I am hearing sirens, honking, construction, thousands of conversations all at once.
You are hearing a high decibel level, just a constant wall of sound.
Exactly. But then, if I drive 3 hours away to a little cabin in the woods, the soundscape just drops away. So the comparison is obvious.
The statement we would make is, the city is noisier than the countryside.
Noisier.
Yeah. We take the word noisy, change the Y to an I, and add "er."
Yeah.
But let's dig into that for a second. Why does that matter? It's not just about volume. It's about the type of noise.
That's a great point. City noise is often mechanical. It's rhythmic. Sometimes it's aggressive. It demands attention. The city is noisier. It feels like a fact of physics.
It does. Now, let's flip the coin and look at air quality. This is a major factor for people choosing where to live.
A huge factor.
In the city, you have exhaust fumes. You have industrial output.
You know, when you take a deep breath in the city, sometimes you can almost taste the air. And not in a good way.
No, not at all. Maybe you cough a little.
Right.
Unfortunately, yes. But if you go to the hills or the forest, the air changes composition. It's oxygen-rich. It smells of pine or earth.
Oh, that's the best.
The statement there is, the air in the country is cleaner than in the city.
Cleaner than. I love that feeling. It feels like your lungs are actually saying thank you.
Yeah.
You know, honestly, between the two, I have a very strong preference.
Oh, yeah.
I really prefer the quiet country. I need that peace. I need the green space to think.
See, this is where we differ. I am a creature of the concrete jungle.
I can see that.
I appreciate the energy of the urban environment. I like the exciting city. I like having access to culture, to food, to everything at 2 a.m. I used to feel that the country was, well, a little boring.
Boring.
Or maybe just too quiet.
Too quiet. Is there such a thing?
I thought so. I used to think silence was heavy. But my perspective has shifted slightly, or at least I've learned that quiet is a very relative term.
Oh. Did something happen to change your mind?
Well, let's just say I had an experience recently. I wanted to prove a point. I wanted to prove to myself that the countryside is the ultimate place for rest, that I could handle the silence. So I decided to spend a night out of the city. I found a lovely little spot, far away from the traffic, far away from the sirens.
That sounds lovely. A digital detox. Very peaceful.
That is exactly what I thought. I told myself the countryside is more peaceful than the city. So night comes, I lie down. It is pitch black, darker than I am used to, silence. And I close my eyes, ready for the best sleep of my life.
Did you sleep like a baby?
I did not, because just as I was drifting off, the nature started.
The nature? You mean like the wind in the trees?
No, I mean the birds.
The birds. But birds sing in the morning, don't they? That's the lovely part.
That is what I was led to believe. I thought birds had a schedule. But these birds, I don't know what species they were, but they were not singing a lullaby.
Oh, no.
They were screeching. It was caw, caw, chirp, screech. It was erratic. It wasn't a consistent hum like traffic, which you can get used to. It was sudden, sharp noises piercing the darkness.
Oh, that's the worst kind of noise for sleeping.
It was relentless. I lay there for hours. I put a pillow over my head. I put a blanket over the pillow. I thought the country was quiet. But let me tell you, in that moment, those birds were louder than a police siren.
Oh, poor you. That is hilarious. You went for peace and quiet and got a heavy metal nature concert instead.
It was not a concert. It was a riot. And I realized that quiet is subjective. The city has a hum, a drone of traffic that becomes white noise. You can sleep through it because it is constant.
Right, you can tune it out.
But the country has silence, punctuated by sudden violence of sound. I could not sleep at all.
I am laughing, but I do sympathize. It is a different kind of noise. But it goes to show, even when we compare things, sometimes our expectations are different from reality.
So true.
But grammatically, you were still right to expect it to be quieter. Usually, the birds sleep too.
Usually. Not these birds. These birds were nocturnal party animals. But it was a good lesson in comparisons. The country is quieter than the city. Technically true, but functionally it depends on the birds.
Well, let's leave your noisy birds behind and talk about some other animals. Animals that are much, much bigger.
Yes.
We are going to move into the wild now.
Okay, let's move our focus to describing nature using comparisons. When we look at the animal kingdom, we are looking at the extremes of biology. We have some great keywords here to work with. Elephant, mouse, giraffe, cheetah, snake, and adjectives like dangerous and heavy.
Let's start with size. Weight, specifically. As humans, we think we are reasonably big, but then you stand next to an elephant.
An elephant is a biological marvel. It is massive. If you stand next to an African elephant, you feel tiny. An elephant is heavy. We are talking several tons.
It's extremely heavy. But, and here's the comparative twist, is it the heaviest animal?
No.
No.
Not even close. Because gravity works differently in the water. On land, there's a limit to how big you can get before your legs break under your own weight.
Right, physics.
But in the ocean we have the blue whale.
The blue whale. It is almost impossible to comprehend how big it is.
It is the largest animal known to have ever lived. I mean, bigger than the dinosaurs.
Yeah.
So if we compare them, we say an elephant is heavy, but a blue whale is heavier.
Heavier. I like visualizing that. An elephant is like a truck, but a blue whale. A blue whale is like a Boeing 737 swimming in the sea.
What a comparison. But it's true. The difference in scale is massive. It connects to that feeling of awe we get from nature. We think we know what big is, and then nature shows us something bigger.
So true. Now, what about movement? Let's talk about speed.
Speed is exciting.
Let's think about a horse. A horse galloping across a field is a beautiful sight. It looks fast. It feels fast.
It is fast. A racehorse is an incredible athlete, but then you put it next to a cheetah. The cheetah is the ultimate sprinter of the animal kingdom.
So the sentence is, a cheetah is faster than a horse.
Faster than, it's not even a contest, really.
Yeah.
When you look at the mechanics, it's fascinating. A horse is built for endurance, for running distance.
Right.
But a cheetah is pure explosive physics. It covers 20 to 22 feet in a single stride. It goes from 0 to 60 miles per hour in 3 seconds.
Wow.
That is faster than most sports cars.
That is mind-blowing. It really is faster. Now, here's a comparison that is a little more subjective. It's about fear, the fear factor.
Oh, this is interesting, because scarier depends entirely on the person observing the animal.
Right. Let's compare two creatures that people often have phobias about, a spider and a snake.
Okay. A spider versus a snake.
Yeah.
Which is scarier?
For me,
Yeah.
It is definitely the spider. There is something about the movement. It's twitchy. And the legs, too many legs. 8 legs is simply too many for one creature. So for me, a spider is scarier than a snake.
See, I disagree completely. This is where the subjectivity of comparisons comes in. A spider is usually small. You can just move it or step away from it.
I'm not moving it.
But a snake moves in that strange, slithering way. It has no legs at all. That is unnatural to me. It triggers something primal in my brain. So for me, a snake is scarier than a spider.
It's fascinating how we view that. It's almost like we have a leg quota. 0 is too few, 8 is too many.
4 is just right.
Exactly. But notice the grammar we are using. Scarier. The Y becomes I and we add
Exactly. Whether you hate the legs or the slither, the grammar remains the same. The rule holds true even if our opinions differ.
Okay, speaking of rules, and specifically breaking them,
Right.
I think it is time we tackle the linguistic rebels.
Ah, yes, the grammar focus. This is crucial. You see, usually we just add or use more. Big becomes bigger. Fast becomes faster. That is the standard algorithm.
Pretty straightforward.
But
That'll.
English is a funny language. It has a long history of borrowing words from other languages, and sometimes that creates anomalies.
We call these irregulars. And we are going to focus on 3 very specific sets today. These are words you use every single day, probably every single hour, so it is vital, super important that we get these right.
We are going to do a drill, a mandatory repetition strategy. I want you to treat this like a mental workout. We want you, the listener, to say these with us, or at least say them loudly in your head.
Yes, please do.
We're going to repeat them clearly to lock them into your memory.
Let's start with the most common positive word, good. You cannot say gooder. Gooder is not a word.
Please ever say gooder.
If you say gooder, people will understand you, but it sounds like a mistake a toddler would make.
It does. The progression is completely different. It goes good, then better, then the best.
Better! It doesn't even look like good. That's because the words come from different historical roots, but we have to memorize them as a set.
Exactly.
Let's try that with a context sentence. Imagine we are looking at 2 cars. My car is good. Your car is better.
Okay, we're going to repeat this sequence 3 times. I want you to really listen to the change in the word. Feel the shift from G to B. Ready? Here is number 1.
Good. Better. The best. My car is good. Your car is better.
Excellent. Let's do it again. Focus on that middle word. Better. Number 2.
Good. Better. The best. My car is good. Your car is better.
More time. Lock it into your neural pathways. Number 3.
Good. Better. The best. My car is good. Your car is better.
Perfect. Better is such a useful word. It's the word of improvement, of progress. Now, we have to look at the opposite side of the coin.
When negative.
Yes, the word is bad.
And just like good, you cannot say badder. He is the badder guy.
Yeah.
No, that doesn't work.
It really doesn't. The progression changes completely. It goes bad, worse, the worse.
Worse is the tricky one there. It's spelled W-O-R-S-E. It sounds a bit like nurse or purse. Let's use pizza for this example. Everyone has had bad pizza at some point in their life.
Oh, definitely. This pizza is worse. That is our sentence. Comparing a bad pizza to an even more terrible pizza. Let's do our 3 repetitions. Ready? Number 1.
Bad. Worse. The worst. This pizza is worse.
Make sure you get that soft S sound and worse. It's not a Z sound. Okay, number 2.
Bad. Worse. The worst. This pizza is worse.
And finally, number 3. Really feel the difference from bad.
Bad. Worse. The worst. This pizza is worse.
Wonderful. Now, the last one is a bit more standard, but the spelling can be tricky, and the superlative is important. The word is big.
Big. Bigger.
The biggest.
Here we just add the sounds, but notice the progression bigger has a double G.
Right.
Why? Because the vowel is short. Big. Bigger. Let's repeat the sequence 3 times. Number 1.
Big. Bigger. The biggest.
Good. Number 2.
Big. Bigger. The biggest.
And one last time, number 3.
Big. Bigger. The biggest.
There you have it. Good, better, best. Bad, worse, worse. Big, bigger, biggest. If you master these 3 sets, you can compare almost anything in your daily life.
It really is a superpower. You use it constantly. This coffee is better than yesterday's. The traffic today is worse. That was the biggest mistake. It frames our entire day.
Precisely. Now, we have been talking a lot about speed, comparisons, and grammar. I think it is time we take a step back and look at a story.
A story that deals with the very essence of fast versus slow.
I agree. It is story time. We are going to read a classic fable. I'm sure many of you know it or have heard versions of it. But let's listen to it with our new focus on comparatives. It is, of course, the tortoise and the hare.
I love this story. It's so simple, but the lesson is profound. And it fits our deep dive mission today. Valuing slowness in a fast world.
Okay, let's set the stage. The forest is quiet. The sun is shining. We have 2 characters. The hare, who is a very fast rabbit.
Energetic, twitchy, maybe a little arrogant.
Just a little. And the tortoise, a turtle. Slow, heavy, methodical. Would you like to do the honors of playing the hare?
I would be delighted. I will channel my inner arrogant rabbit. I'm stretching my legs right now.
Great. So the story begins. One day, a hare was making fun of a tortoise for being so slow.
I am faster than you. I am the fastest animal in the forest. You are so slow, it takes you an hour to say hello.
The hare was very confident. He was bragging. He was showing off his speed. But the tortoise just smiled. He was calm. He didn't get angry. He looked at the hare and said quietly, "Let's have a race."
A race. Against me. The hare laughed. That is the funniest joke I have ever heard. I will beat you before you even start moving.
So the race started. The hare ran very fast. Zoom, he was gone in a flash of fur. He ran so fast that the wind shook the leaves. He got so far ahead that he looked back and saw nobody. The road was empty.
I am so far ahead. This is too easy. I am clearly the best. I think I'll just take a little nap here under this nice shady tree. Just a quick snooze. I have plenty of time.
So the hare fell asleep. He was so confident in his speed that he stopped working. But the tortoise was slower, much slower. But he did not stop. He walked and walked, plod, 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 1 foot in front of the other. He didn't look at the trees. He didn't look at the sun. He just kept going.
Meanwhile, the hare is snoring. Dreaming of carrots and gold medals, he is completely unaware of the world passing him by.
Plod, plod, plod. The tortoise passed the sleeping hare. He kept going toward the finish line. He was tired, but he didn't stop. Finally, the hare woke up. He stretched. He yawned.
Ah, that was a good nap. The sun is going down. Time to finish this race and win my trophy.
But it was too late. The hare looked down the track. The tortoise was already at the finish line. The slow tortoise was the winner.
It is unbelievable. The fastest animal lost. How?
And the moral of the story is, slow and steady wins the race.
Slow and steady wins the race. It fits our deep dive perfectly. It's not always about being the fastest or the loudest. Sometimes consistency is what matters.
Exactly. The tortoise didn't stop. He just kept moving.
It's a great lesson. I think we can all learn a lot from that tortoise, especially when we were learning something new, like a language or a skill.
Yes.
You don't have to be the fastest. You don't have to be a genius who learns everything in one day. You just have to keep plodding along.
Absolutely. The hare relied on talent, his natural speed, but the tortoise relied on persistence. In the long run, persistence usually wins.
It's the compound interest of effort.
What a great phrase for it. Now, speaking of winners and being the best and breaking records, let's move to segment 5. We are going to talk about world records.
Yes. We are moving from comparatives better, bigger to superlatives. The best, the biggest, the tallest.
Right. So when we compare 3 or more things or everything in a group, we use the AS or the most. It's about finding the peak. The pinnacle.
The number one.
The number one. Let's look at human engineering first. We have tall buildings all over the world. New York, Tokyo, Shanghai. It's a competition among nations.
It is. A race to the sky. But there's one building that currently stands above them all.
The Burj Khalifa in Dubai. It is currently the tallest building in the world.
The tallest. Not just taller than the Eiffel Tower, the tallest. It pierces the clouds. It is over 800 meters high. It's an engineering marvel because at that height, you have to deal with wind forces that don't exist on the ground.
It's amazing to think about the tallest, and then looking at nature, specifically geography, we have many long rivers, the Amazon, the Mississippi. There's always a debate about this among geographers, but generally one holds the title.
The Nile. It is generally considered the longest river. It winds through so many countries in Africa. It is a lifeline. Civilizations were built along its banks for thousands of years. The longest.
And here is a question for you, the listener. We can apply this to people too. Think about your family. You have young people, old people. But who is the number one in age?
Who is the oldest person in your family?
For me, it is my grandmother. She is 92. She is the oldest. She has seen the world change so much.
For me, it was my grandfather. He lived to be 98. He was the oldest. Thinking about superlatives helps us understand the timeline of generations.
Exactly. Using superlatives helps us identify the extremes, the limits of what is possible. The tallest, the longest, the oldest.
And the most expensive.
Yeah.
Can't forget that. This is the most expensive car. This is the most expensive house. It helps us categorize the world by value.
It does. And now, speaking of categorizing and knowing facts, are you ready to test your knowledge?
I am always ready. What do you have for me?
It is time for segment 6, the big quiz game.
Oh, wonderful. I love a quiz.
This is our interactive finale. We are going to change the atmosphere a little bit. Imagine we are on a TV game show. But, keeping with our theme today, it is a calm, peaceful game show.
A Zen game show.
A Zen game show. No flashing lights and no loud buzzers, just pure knowledge.
I like it. So what are the rules?
Here are the rules. I will ask you a question with 2 options. You have to guess the answer using our comparative logic. Then we swap, and you ask me.
And for you listening at home or on your walk or in your car, we will pause after the question.
Yeah.
We want you to guess before we get the answer. Shout it out if you can. Test your instincts.
Okay, question number 1. This is geography. Get your mental map ready.
My mental map is open.
Which country is bigger, China or Canada?
China or Canada? Which country is bigger?
Well, what do you think?
This is tricky. China has so many people it feels huge because of the population density. But looking at the map, the Mercator projection distorts things, but I know Canada is massive up north.
I am going to say Canada.
The answer is Canada.
Yes, got it.
Canada is slightly bigger in total area. It is actually the second biggest country in the world after Russia.
That is surprising, isn't it? Because when we think of China, we think of the bigness of the population. China's much more crowded. But purely in terms of land and water area, Canada wins.
It's a classic trick question. So many people say, really, I thought China was bigger. But Canada have all that frozen land and lakes up in the Arctic. Your turn to ask me.
All right. Question number 2. This is about nature's strength. We are going to the jungle.
What?
Which animal is stronger, a gorilla or a lion?
Ooh, a gorilla or a lion? The king of the jungle versus the great ape. A tough one.
This is hard. A lion is a predator. It takes down buffalo. It has teeth and claws. But a gorilla?
No.
Look at those arms. They are pure muscle. I'm going to guess a gorilla.
The answer is a gorilla.
I got it.
You are correct. A gorilla is incredibly strong. They say a silverback gorilla can be strong enough to lift something like 800 kilograms or more.
Wow.
They are much stronger than a lion in terms of raw lifting power. A lion relies on agility and teeth, but for brute strength, the gorilla is the champion.
That is terrifying and amazing. So a gorilla is stronger than a lion. I'll remember not to arm wrestle one.
A wise choice. Okay, your turn.
Question number 3. Let's go to space. Leaving Earth behind, which planet is hotter? Venus or Mars?
Venus or Mars? The red planet or the cloudy one?
Classic.
Well, let's use logic. Mars is further away from the sun than Earth, so it should be cold. Venus is closer to the sun, so it should be hot. But is it the hottest? I think so. I'm going to say Venus.
The answer is Venus.
It prevails.
Yes, Venus is hotter. In fact, it is the hottest planet in the solar system, even hotter than Mercury, which is closer to the sun.
And that's because of the atmosphere, right? It's not just about distance.
Exactly. This connects to our clean air discussion earlier. Venus has a very thick, toxic atmosphere full of carbon dioxide. It traps heat like a blanket. It's the greenhouse effect gone crazy. Mars has a very thin atmosphere, so it is actually very cold. So Venus is hotter than Mars.
Fascinating. So the blanket matters more than the distance from the fire, in a way. Okay, last question. Question number 4. This is physics.
Oh boy. Physics, my favorite subject. Sarcasm intended.
Don't worry, it's a classic comparison.
Yeah.
Which is faster? Ideally light or sound?
Light or sound?
What's your instinct?
I think I know this one from thunderstorms. When I see a storm, I see the flash first. Then I wait. And then I hear the boom. So I am going to say light.
The answer is light.
Yes. Knew it.
Ideally, light is much, much faster. Light travels at 300,000 kilometers per second. Sound is sluggish in comparison, only about 343 meters per second.
Yeah, a huge difference.
It's massive. That is why when you see the thunderstorm, you see the lightning flash first zoom, and then a few seconds later, you hear the thunder boom.
Because the light travels to your eyes instantly, but the sound takes time to travel to your ears. Light is faster than sound. It's a reminder that what we see happens before what we hear.
Exactly. It's the fastest thing there is in the universe.
That was a fun quiz. I hope you champions at home got some of those right.
And if you didn't, that is okay too. Now you know. You are learning. And that is the point of the deep dive.
Well, we have covered so much ground today. Let's recap our journey a little.
We started in the city, which is noisier than the countryside. We learned about the subjective nature of quietness and my battle with the birds.
We met elephants and whales, cheetahs and horses. We learned that good becomes better and then the best. Remember, good, better, best.
We watched a race between a tortoise and a hare and learned that being fast isn't everything. Persistence is key.
And we looked at the tallest buildings and the hottest planets. We used comparisons to map out our universe.
It really connects back to what we said at the start. The world is full of variety. When we compare things, we aren't just judging them, we are understanding their nature.
Right.
We are seeing how they fit together in the grand puzzle.
And remember the tortoise. Learning is a journey. It doesn't matter if you are faster than someone else. What matters is that you keep going, slow and steady.
That is the most valuable lesson. Take your time, enjoy the process, you will get to the finish line.
Thank you so much for joining us on this deep dive. It has been a pleasure exploring these comparisons with you.
It has indeed. Stay curious, stay calm, and keep learning.
Goodbye, champions.
Bye-bye.